Hey y'all, welcome back to Girls Like You. My name is Mikael. For all of my new subscribers out there, because I have gotten a lot of feedback lately on my nursing and education related videos, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background about myself and my education before jumping into this current topic. I am a bachelor's prepared registered nurse. Nursing is actually a second career for me. I completed a 14-month ABSN program. During my program, I personally struggled with OB and peds. I battled with anxiety and panic attacks. I ended up failing med-surg, and I had to wait a year before I could re-enroll in my program. During that time, I actually considered dropping from the program completely and moving to another state and re-enrolling in a totally different nursing school, just because I was disappointed. My life was being set back, and I always wanted to live in Texas, and I was mad that it wasn't happening. But I had a lot of good people in my corner, and they convinced me to stay the course, and I ended up graduating from that program in July of 2018. So since then, I have been practicing as a registered nurse in a level 1 trauma center in North Carolina. If you guys watched my I quit my job as a registered nurse video, then you know that for the past 2 years, just about, I have been working in the burn ICU. I quit that job. I didn't really tell you guys what I had planned to do afterwards, so considering it's the new year, I figured I would come and give you guys a nice little career update. I also read a lot of the comments. I got a lot of feedback, and I want to say thank you guys so much for your support. Everybody in the comments, for the most part, was extremely positive, and what I'm most appreciative of is the fact that my vulnerability was not in vain. A lot of people could actually relate to what I was saying in the video, and a lot of people that responded weren't just reacting to what I talked about in the video. They were commenting on other people. They were offering words of encouragement. They commented different specialty suggestions in the field of nursing, and overall everybody was just really supportive, and I think that was great to have going into the new year, and especially on such a video. Like, the title was extremely alarming for a lot of people, especially for a nursing student or a new grad like I was at the time. But I'm in a much better place now, so I wanted to give you guys an update on what I have going on now. Back in the summertime, I started taking prerequisite courses while I was still working full-time in the burn ICU. That was hard, y'all. That was actually like one of the first I guess things that made me decide that I was ready to quit my job, because I was stressed and I hadn't been in school for the past 2 years. I hadn't really experienced that kind of stress since the nursing program. So I knew on top of wanting a specialty change anyway, the stress of working full-time and going to school, yeah, no. I also had decided to work every weekend to kind of offset some of the vacation time that I was using during that time, to essentially work part-time hours but still maintain my full-time income. That was also a no. It works for the summer, but I knew that whenever I enrolled in my fall courses, I would not be continuing that, because I don't care how old I am or what I have going on the weekend. I am not an every weekend worker. So ultimately, when I quit my job, I did not just up and quit, you guys, and I would not recommend that to anybody. I had a plan, I had savings, I had an idea of what I was going to do next. I didn't just up and quit, okay? So I quit my full-time job and went to the PRN critical care float pool at my hospital. So the main difference is, as a PRN employee, you essentially create your own schedule. So I wasn't required to work full-time anymore. I wasn't even really required to work part-time hours. I essentially worked whenever I felt like working, which was extremely convenient for me, especially since I had returned back to school. I also decided to go to the critical care float pool instead of going PRN on my specific specialty unit, because I knew that sometime in the future I may consider travel nursing, and I wanted a new skill set. I wanted more exposure. I just wanted to learn something different and handle a different population type. So I chose to go PRN in the critical care float pool. because at my hospital, if you work in that department, whenever you sign up for work, you pretty much go to whatever ICU they send you to that day. At my hospital, we have an ICU for pretty much every specialty. I think there's like 7 different ones. There's a medical ICU, there's trauma ICU, CV ICU, oncology ICU, burn ICU, neuro ICU. I'm forgetting one. There's the IMC, which for us is intermediate care unit, but for other people it's like step down or progressive care unit. But what's that other? Oh, and then surgical ICU, I think is the one that I forgot to name. So pretty much whenever I would sign up for work, I would call in like an hour before and they would tell me where I was going, and it would pretty much always be somewhere different. So because of that, I was forced to be in a new environment around new people, ask questions, learn different drugs, learn different procedures, different skills, and blah, 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 because I was working with different populations. On top of the fact that as a PRN employee, I also made more money. So I was able to work less and still maintain my full-time income without having to work 36 hours each week. Let's just jump forward to where we are now. So it's January. My lease is up at the end of the month. I'm planning to apply to PA school in April. If you are familiar with the PA program, then you know that it's not a program that you can work in. So I decided that I was going to take all of my newly developed skills and training as a ICU nurse and take them to travel nursing. So soon and very soon, I am going to be going on a ICU travel nurse contract for the first time. I'm excited, a little nervous, and only a little nervous because I don't know how I'm gonna like the nomad life. I've gotten really used to having my own place, and pretty soon I'm gonna be uprooted from that and I'm gonna be like bouncing around from place to place, and I don't know how I feel about that. But on the bright side, I'm thinking about the additional income and the more I'll learn during. And what I figure is if I don't really like travel nursing, and if I decide at that point that I really just still don't like working in the ICU, then I can always settle down somewhere. I can always switch specialties and I'll go from there. On the bright side of things, I'm young, so I have that flexibility. I'm responsible, so I have plans, I have backup plans, I have savings. I'll be fine. But I just wanted to get on here and give you guys a career update. I also really wanted to thank you guys, like I said, for a lot of the feedback that you guys had given me on my videos. I appreciate it so much. If my videos serve as inspiration for you, then great, like perfect. In no way, shape, or form, despite how alarming the titles of these videos are, am I trying to discourage anybody from pursuing a career in which they feel like they will love. I wanted to be transparent with you guys, and I'm using this channel as a means of documenting my personal journey to career satisfaction. We spend a good part of our lives at work, so if you are not satisfied with what you are doing, how can you provide, how can you be the best at what you do? Anyway, that is it for the video. If you guys like, be sure to give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notifications. Also, comment some of your career goals for the year 2021 in the comment section down below.